The personal interview after the first round happens, the students who are shortlisted, which is the cutoff decided by the IIM Indore, will be called for a personal interview in the ratio of 1:10, so that there is for one seat there will be 10 students fighting it out, and the following weightage will be applicable for the PI based on the AT. As we said again, written test will have 60% questions from QA and 40% from the verbal ability section. This is what we have come to know from the previous year students who have been who prepared themselves with career launcher here and went on to do their diplomas at IIM Indore. You should obviously have some tips about how to face an interview now. Straight after standard 12, there's not much of a maturity to be expected out of the candidate, but still they should be at least able to answer that why is that this program that attracts to them, what attracts to them, business also, certain basic things about what are they planning for the future and why this program at this point of time. They will also definitely ask you about the standard 12 major subjects, whatever you have studied, definitely from there. About Indian economy, yes, even you might be a science student, but the thing is that since you are going to opt for something which is related to business and the economy per se, so therefore you should also know a bit about the Indian economy and to be honest also about the global economy happening. So whatever is happening in the global front and the Indian front on the economy side. The most important question at this point of time is definitely to be answered is what do you want to join, why do you want to join IIM Indore's IPM program, why? Because it's one of its kind, 5-year program, why not 3 years of a graduation followed by 2 years of graduation in something else, by a comprehensive 5-year program. So that is one thing that you should be able to answer. And obviously the golden part at the end of rainbow, what will you do after graduating from IIM after 5 years? So you need to actually be having a lot of clarity on this part. Needless to say, at CL we take care of these issues also. You should have a great command on your spoken English. Why? Because business is, the kind of recruiters that come, they are top-notch MNCs from the biggest companies of the world and India. So, and where English is the democratic language out there. So, if you're fluent with English, it definitely adds to your selection chances. The timeline that IIM Indore has decided for various events are as follows. So the release of admission notification happens, it has already happened on 15th of February, that was Friday. The last date of application for the acceptance of the application is somewhere next month, April 10th. And the announcement of the assessment test and the mailing of admit cards will happen by 20th of April. And the test happens on 15th of May, that is a Wednesday. And the announcement of shortlist happens soon, within a week, which happens to be May 22nd, which is again a Wednesday, of course. And the personal interviews begins from Saturday to Tuesday, and that is from June 1st to June 4th, 2013. The final announcement of the admission offers will be again a Wednesday, which would be June 12th, 2013. And the last date for acceptance of admission offer and payment of the commitment fee that you have to pay is a Thursday, which happens to be June 27th, 2013. The program registration will be on July 1st, 2013, and the session begins on July 15th, 2013, which happens to be a Monday. So plenty of things to be taken care of from there. There are questions there in the application form. So when we talk, there's a question which has to be filled up for scholastic achievements. So out here you have to list the scholastic awards or scholarship conferred to you on during your school education at secondary and higher secondary or equivalent level, so whichever board you belong to. Co-curricular activities and extracurricular activities at district, state and national level, these all can be included there. And needless to say that you have to produce a certificate which actually put up that claim. So if you have relevant certificates, then and only then they have to be mentioned out there. They also ask something about the career plans, that why do you wish to go in for a management education through 5A IPM, and the response should be limited within 100 words. There are some available documents out there, which happens to be the 12th appearing certificate or the sample test paper for it. So let's have a look at the sample test paper if it's available there on the website. So a sample can definitely looked after. Whereas the 12th appearing certificate, the sample is also available there on the website of IIM Indore. So that's it from my side as far as the entire detail about the program was concerned. Any questions that you have, then you can definitely put it across.
Good evening all panelists and the students attending this session. I'm Amitin this side from Career Launcher. To start with the question answer round, we have made it specific over here that we'll go with the question answer round. The fact remains that some of you are skeptic about the fact that what is the exact eligibility criteria to be eligible to be in the aptitude test, because this program has started 2 years back only, and in the last 2 years the criteria has changed twice. So when we in the first year, they had actually looked into the application form, and the students were shortlisted on the basis of the application form. Now, from this last year onwards and this year also, what they have done is, if you have a score of 60% in class 10th and a score of 60% in class 12th, you become eligible to write the aptitude test. You become eligible to write the aptitude test, and if you clear the cutoff of the aptitude test, you will be called for a personal interview. So remember, there is no group discussion involved in the selection criteria of IIM Indore 5-year program. At the same time, there are certain questions to be answered in the application form, which Abhishek has already taken up, and Abhishek will also help you in getting into the details how you should frame those answers. The first one is the scholastic aptitude test. You have to answer the question in the application form. You'll have to mention all your scholastic achievements in your school, what you have done, and if you have any certificates for that level with you. So you'll have to show it too. So that would include your extracurriculars, like whether you're part of debating society or something like that, and at which all level you have participated. So all this, the level, the higher the level, for example, beyond school level. So if you have done something at the district level or the national level, that would be a good point to have over there, to add over there. So this is something which you must take care of. This will not have an impact for the aptitude test, because the aptitude test anybody is eligible who is having a score of 60% in class 10th and 60% in class 12th. So now those who are appearing, who are fresh students, like who are giving the boards right now, so they don't have a score of class 12 right now. For them, the criteria is a little bit different. For them, the criteria is like 60% in class 10th and 60% in class 11. So for that, you'll have to submit your class 11 certificate to them, that this is what my score is. So it should be above 60%. You should be at least 60% or beyond. Then you are eligible to write the aptitude test. So your scholastic achievements part will not have a major role as far as aptitude test is concerned. But when you will definitely be appearing for the interview, once you clear the aptitude test and you clear the cutoff, when you are called for the personal interview, this part of the application form will definitely be asked upon. So what you have done, what you have achieved, that will be clearly asked upon. Going back to the slide once again, if you look at the important question over here would be why do you wish to go for a management education through 5-year program? And one of the students among the attendees have asked this question, that is it better to go for this 5-year program than a 3-year program, than a 2-year program from the IIMs, and why this program is more relevant in this context of 2-year. Before I hand over the mic to my colleague over here, who will answer your query, why this is important, why 5-year is more important than the 2-year program. Especially all of you those living in Delhi and who aspire to be part of Delhi University, I hope you are aware of the changes which are happening from this year. So Delhi University programs are now going to be a 4-year graduation affair. So in that case, your MBA degree will now be achievable only after 6 years. So 4 years of education in graduation plus 2 years of education in your MBA platform. So that becomes 6 years. Here, the most important aspect is you'll be right into the program, and then you do it in 5 years itself. Abhishek, I would like you to elaborate that what exactly the student should be writing in this column actually.
Okay. The first barrier that you people have is that the limit should be 100 words. right? So what we suggest first is that, first you pour down your heart, whatever you feel like, this is what I feel, and this is why I feel that a 5-year degree is important to me. And then we actually, at CS, we actually sit with the answer, and then we edit that what is that unwanted answer, or we remove the verbosity from the answers. Okay. Now, just to give you a brief template on which you can build around the answer is that, as Amitabh sir already said that, if we are from Delhi University, wherein the program is already for 4 years, so if you happen to be from Delhi, from this part, or you happen to do your graduation from Delhi University, what happens next is that 4 years you spend studying your graduation. And after 4 years, you spend 2 years for your post-graduation, which if you want to go for an MBA. So that makes it a 6-year affair. Now, in this fast-paced world, a year actually, which you are spending extra, is actually increasing the competition. It's increasing everything. It's increasing the complexity of the world. It's increasing the complexity of the kind of decisions that you have to make. It definitely increases competition. The fee, everything goes on a higher side. If I look at the benefits of a 5-year program, is that if you are really very sure that I need to do an MBA, I need to enter the business world, nothing beats this program, for the simple reason that since inception, since day zero, you are imbibed into the environment of business. You know how business works, how companies work, how the financial statement, how the business decisions are taken for, how products are made from inception to the market. So you are actually imbibing everything that is related to business from day zero. So that's a heady start. If you compare yourself doing a BCom out there, and then finally if you wish to do an MBA, or if you do an engineering, which many people do a 4-year engineering and then finally go for an MBA. So needless to say that engineering really goes for a toss. Why? Because finally you actually went for an MBA, So then again, an engineering plus 2 years of MBA means again 6 years. You are again saving a year here. If you go for, let's say, an English honors, again, if it's from Delhi University, it's 4 years, but if let's say that you do it from an XYZ university, it's for 3 years. But then again, in the interview panel, again, you will have to justify that what is an English honors student going to do at an MBA institution. Why suddenly not an MA in English, but why MBA? What made you change your mind? So answering these type of questions, which would be totally difficult at that point of time to manage, to handle, it's straight away, if you say that, sir, this is management, the world of management, the world of business has always intrigued me, right? I want to be a part of that entire ecosystem which deals with business and business decision-making process. The sooner I start, the better I get, and therefore the 5-year degree program. So I'm not saying that this needs to be an answer, but what I've given you essentially is some food for thought. That yes, you can think upon, you can elaborate. Definitely when you come up with the answers, we at CL will definitely encourage you to fine-tune your answer so that your answer remains within the sacrosanct limit of 100 words. Plus, it is also able to make some impact to the panelists out there. Over to Amitabh sir.
Okay, yeah, the most important question relevant here is exactly the same which Abhishek was elaborating right now. You don't have to worry about at the moment about appearing for the aptitude test. All you need is the most important concern which most students are writing in the chat box is, who will be eligible to appear for the aptitude test? I repeat, any one of you having a 60% in class 10th and a 60% in class 12th, if you are a fresher, a 60% in class 11, because your class 12 board results will come out somewhere around 25th May, not before that. So in this scenario, it would be considered the class 11 score. If you happen to have 60% or beyond in both the classes, 10th and 11th, and if you have cleared 12th in 12th, then you are eligible to appear for aptitude test. You don't have to worry about the SS at the moment because they're not going to evaluate on that. That's not the criteria to appear for the aptitude test. So all those who are writing in the chat box about the same must be clear of this fact that at the moment you need 60% in your class 10 and above, and a 60% in your class 12, which is the qualifying examination, to appear for the aptitude test, which has the sample of which has already been uploaded on the website. You can check the samples. So you go through your basic elementary mathematics of class 9th and 10th once again, and to an extent you must understand your computation probability from the class 11-12 syllabus. And the other part is your verbal ability section where you will be tested. So these are the two areas, unlike other entrances where you are tested on your understanding of general awareness and other stuff. Here they are focusing on two areas. One is quantitative aptitude and the other one is verbal ability. Now, once you through with the aptitude test, a limited number of candidates would be, for example, in here it is specified the ratio would be 1:10. So there are 120 seats available in the institute. So next is out of the total number of students appearing for the entrance test, 1200 students, the top 1200 students based on the cutoff decided by the institute after the written examination, which is aptitude test, will be called for the next round, which is personal interview. So the cutoff would be decided in a fashion where 60% weightage will be given to your quantitative aptitude score and 40% weightage will be given to your verbal ability score. And then the final cutoff will be decided who all moves to the next round, which is the personal interview. Here, all these questions which you are answering, why you want to join this program, why do you feel this is relevant for you, and the scholastic achievements which you have mentioned, you'll be grilled on this part actually. So this comes into personal interview time only, not before that. So before that, all you have to worry about is how you are going to clear the aptitude test. That is very, very important. But at the same time, do remember, just because your eligibility is like only your educational qualification and not the essays which you are writing right now for the aptitude test, don't ignore this part. This is very, very important for the simple fact that if you clear the written test and when you are in the personal interview, they'll have this pro forma in their hand and you'll be definitely asked question on this. And you cannot change or you cannot show them something that I have changed my mind in between. 2 months is a very short time to change your mind. And when you are applying to an institute like IIM Indore, you must be very, very specific what you are going to tell them. Because out of 1200, they are going to select only 120. So the competition is going to be intense. The competition is going to be very, very intense. You must remember that. So whatever you are writing, you must write, you must be very specific. Firstly, why you want to join this 5-year program. Does it make sense for you? Are you clear about going into a business management program at this stage immediately after class 12? What you can do is you can seek out help with your seniors, the students who have already joined. There are Facebook groups where they can help you out. And you can also come to your, even if you're not a CL student, you can come to the local CL center and the faculties over there will help you out to fill up your form. But these questions will become very, very relevant when you are going to answer in the personal interview. Once you are there in the personal interview, the panelists will definitely ask you and this question, so you cannot change and come out with a different answer at that time. So you must be clear exactly. At the same time, please focus on your academics. Even if you are writing the boards right now or if you have done it last year, they'll definitely ask you questions on your academic area. So if you're coming from a commerce background, the panelists will comprise of people who will be coming from different sets of background. So they're going to definitely ask you questions. If you're a commerce background, they'll ask you probably about your favorite subject and then you'll be grilled on that subject a little bit actually. Not only apart from your, not only just about your extracurriculars and all this stuff, your academics also plays a very, very important role. So that you'll have to take care of. So whatever you're writing at the moment becomes very, very relevant only at the personal interview stage. So don't worry about the aptitude. All you need to have is what you have already done. So that is very, very important. You must remember this. Someone has asked which all certificate to submit. So here you will be submitting the certificates relevant to your education qualification about your marks which you have scored in class 10th and class 12th, and in case if you have to submit your class 11th because you have not got your board results right now. So in that scenario there is a certificate pro forma uploaded on the website which you will have to download and get it. If you don't have a class 11th mark sheet with you, there is a pro forma which is given out there which you will have to download from the website and get it attested by your school principal. So they'll mention that the student has got 60% or beyond in class 11. That you'll have to submit with the application form if you are a class 12 appearing student. If you have the mark sheet of class 11th available with you, you don't have to worry. You can attach the copy of that along with your class 10 mark sheet. But if you don't have a mark sheet of class 11, suppose some of the schools do not give a mark sheet, there is only a report card. So you get this 12 appearing certificate signed by your school principal, signed and duly attested and submitted along with your application form. The other certificates which are required would be, if you are mentioning your scholastic achievements out there, attach copy of the certificates out there with the application form. So for example, I represented my school in a debate which was done at the district level or all Delhi level, or in your city, wherever you are sitting right now, in wherever it is relevant. So if you participated in a debate which was an inter-school debate, and you won the first prize or the second prize or any certificate of appreciation out there, so you do get a photocopy of that certificate and attach with the application form. All this will be relevant at the time of personal interview. That is very, very important. That is very, very important. Yes, Prateek, you have asked a similar question. Is the 12th appearing certificate to be provided if you do not have a class 12 mark sheet? If you are a class 12 appearing board student right now, you definitely will not have your mark sheet available with you right now, because that will come somewhere on May 25th, not before that. If you are a CBSE student or any other board student, normally we have the results coming out somewhere on May end, and then you'll get your certificate in hand somewhere on 30th, 31st May or probably 1st of June. So in that scenario, the class 12 appearing certificate has to be provided. You'll have to get it duly attested by the school authorities and with the relevant blanks filled in, which talks about your class 11 score. The teacher must mention that the student had scored more than 60% in class 11 and is appearing for the board right now. The performer is already given out there. All you have to do is just download it, take a printout, go to your school and get it filled and attach with the application form. So you'll have to provide this appearing certificate in case you are a fresher who is writing the class 12 board right now. So that is very, very important. Remember, any mistake in the application form which will lead to the rejection of the application form. So do not take your chances. You have ample time. The last date to submit application form at IIM Indore is 10th of April. So you have still some, let's say, another 22 days left with you. Take time, check out your application form, seek help from the experts, and once you are through, once you are satisfied, then only send the application form. So don't rush that you'll have to submit it tomorrow or day after. You have ample time available with you. Do check out what you are writing and then submit.
Right. There's a question which is, sorry, can I?
Yeah, sure.
The question asked is, after completion of IPM, will the diploma be considered equivalent to the PGDM 2-year full-time program by IIMs? The answer is yes. Right? Why? Because end of the day, you're getting a diploma program, and you should know that even the IIMs also give you a diploma. So that diploma would actually be equivalent. You will be applicable, you will be eligible for any kind of job that a regular 2-year full-timer will get from an IIM. Another contributing factor to that is that even after this program, you will be able to do a PhD if you wish to, if the student wishes to. Why? Because if the degree is AICTE recognized, which is there, right, it means it hardly matters whether it's an MBA or it's a diploma. So many people had this issue of, yeah, this is a diploma, what will I do with the diploma? But even the IIMs with their full 2-year program, they don't give you an MBA. It's end of the day a diploma. So yes, if the concern is about whether the degree would be, the diploma would be equivalent, yes, it would be.
Remember, after 3 years, the students, you'll be attending the same classes as the other PGDM students who are selected. Remember, it's PGDM degree which are given by all the IIMs. No IIMs give you an MBA degree, as Abhishek has clearly mentioned. So all you get is a postgraduate diploma. Though there is a plan already in place to make IIMs give MBA degree to the student, but that has to be passed by the parliament, and that depends when they do. But till the time that happens, and all the IIMs are giving only PGDM, which is postgraduate diploma in management, the students will be studying with the same batch after 3 years. So you'll be studying with the students who will be coming for the 2-year program over there, and you'll get equal opportunities in every aspect, not only in terms of your academics, but also in terms of your placement. You will have an added advantage because your base will already be ready with the 3 years of formal education which you'll have there. Someone has asked for this scholastic achievement certificate, should the classes 11th and 12th only be the certificates be there, or it can be of junior level? See, here the class won't matter, but remember, the recent ones will have more impact to what you are submitting. So if you have something good to show about in class 11th and 12th, then it becomes very relevant in this scenario that whatever recent certificates you have something good from your class 11th and 12th, then that should be first thing to be attached. But you can also put up something from your class 10th and 9th level, that's not a problem. But remember, the more the recent the certificates are, the more extracurriculars you are participating in 11th and 12th, that will be more helpful out there, of course. So, because that will show that you are, apart from academics, you are also serious about the extra stuff. Not only in 9th and 12th, after that you have left. So, that will show your seriousness over there. So, first thing first, if you have something from 11th and 12th, mention that and attach a supporting document. If you don't have something from 11th and 12th, do mention your 9th and 10th achievements. Not a problem out here.
Okay, there's a question which says that it's a dumb question. Please, Mr. Chaudhary, there is no question which is dumb, it's the answers which are dumb. Okay, so the question goes as since the application form is handwritten, is it necessary that the candidate fills in by himself or herself or can be filled by their parents? The thing is that since if there are objective questions, the answer that has to be filled in should be filled in the student's name. As far as filling up the boxes are concerned, wherein you will be writing the names, it hardly matters who writes it. But to be sure, let the student do it. But the better choice would be that get a Xerox of the entire form, fill it first, get satisfied that okay, this is what has to be written out there, and then fill it.
Because at the end of the form there is a declaration which has to be signed by the candidate. So obviously we expect the student to write that. They also expect the student to fill in the application form. And the students are not mature enough. They are passing out class 12th or they have already passed class 12. So actually they should be doing instead of parents doing all this. But of course what Abhishek mentioned, you take out a photocopy, first fill it yourself, fill with the student, guide him, come out with the relevant answers, and once you are thoroughly satisfied that this is what should be going in the application form, then you let the student fill the entire application form in your guidance, and then let him submit the application form, him or submit the application form.
Okay. So, any other question coming pertaining to anything that you feel about the program?
Someone has asked if Ahmedabad is one of the examination centers. You can check out, there are centers out there across India this time, unlike previously where they had only 4 or 5 centers happening out there. So you can check out the IIM website where they have clearly mentioned about the centers where the examinations will be held this time. So you'll be going for the aptitude test, but the personal interview will not happen at all the centers. You'll be called at certain locations, nearby locations, in most of the cases to appear for the personal interview. All the locations are mentioned on their website. You can check out the IIM website, which is iimidr.ac.in. You'll have clear information about where all the examinations are going to be held, where they will be conducting the aptitude test. I hope all of you are aware about the fact, those who have seen it some time back, now the date of the examination has been changed to 15th May, unlike earlier where they had mentioned it's going to be 10th May. They have postponed it by 5 May. I have the answer available with me right now. The centers for aptitude test are 6 this time. It's Bengaluru, Kolkata, New Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad and Indore. So Ahmedabad is not going to be a center this time. So you'll have to submit in the application form where you want to appear, and accordingly you'll be given a center out there. So if you happen to be in Ahmedabad, look out for the nearest city. Whether you can come out to Delhi or you can go to Bombay. I think Bombay is nearest to your place. You can fill Mumbai as your first choice out there, and you can appear for the aptitude test at Mumbai. So there are 6 centers for the aptitude test, and this will be having the personal interview as well. That is Bangalore, Kolkata, New Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad and Indore. Someone has asked, I have participated in a state level business quiz competition in class 12th in Uttarakhand and won the first position with a group of 5 students, but we weren't given certificates regarding the same. What should I do about it? If you don't have a certificate about the same, and if you have participated with 5 students, check out if you can get the same from your school in a format of a certificate. Because if you have appeared for the event on a basis from the school side, then school can give it in writing that we had given the students the opportunity, these 5 students the opportunity, and you are one of the participants out there, and then that certificate can also be submitted. But still, do mention this fact out there, and you can clearly explain at the time of personal interview. If you were part of this event, you'll be definitely do mention this, and you can explain at the time of the personal interview. But do try it along with your school authorities if they can provide you certificates on the same. Business quiz is definitely something will hold relevance to a program where you are going to study business management. So if you've got a first position at the state level, then that's a good thing to happen. And you must attach this certificate if you can get from the school, or else do mention it in the application form.
The aptitude test.
Yes. Yeah. The aptitude test is pen and pencil based. So you'll be going to the center. Will be provided a question paper and the OMR sheet, and there you'll be writing the examination. So this test is not online. This is paper pencil based examination. So it's a written test where you'll have to go to the center where they'll be assigned any school or college in a particular city out of the 6 cities where you have given your preferences. You'll be called to a particular school or colleges as they may have tied up, and you'll be required to go there well before in time, and then you'll be given a paper and OMR sheet where it will be a multiple choice question, so you'll have to answer selecting one of the options. The only aptitude test which is going online this year for the undergraduate student is the NMAT for Nasi Monji. So that's an online test this year to be scheduled on 12th of May. So if you want to appear for the Nasi Monji BBA program or the BCom program, the entrance for that is online. Otherwise, all the entrances this year remain a written test.
All right. There is a question which asks which is the best or an ideal career plan answer. Now, the answer to this question is there is nothing like a best or an ideal career plan answer. Why? Because there's different strokes for different folks. So different people will have different aspiration career-wise. We cannot have same or an ideal career aspiration. Last time we had a student here at CL whose family was into filmmaking, right? So we sat with him and we found out that he wanted to commercialize whatever works that his father has done. So for him, a management degree was pertinent. I also had a student who had an interest into dancing, right? But he wanted to start a dance academy. Now for that he wanted to know the nuances of business so that he is able to but be able to start a sustainable dance academy. So you will never have an ideal answer. It's nothing like a cliche answer. In fact, more cliche the answer, the worse it becomes. So therefore, look into yourself, introspect yourself that what is that you wish to do, what are your aspirations, what are things that you are good at, what are the things on which you think that yes, you can make a change or be a change, and then amalgamate that with how an MBA will help you to do that, or how this 5 years of management will let you do that. I know speaking out here, it will not seem too very easy for you or very digestible to you, but then again, there's one request that, if you have some doubts pertaining to the filling of the form, even if you're not a CL student, as mentioned by Amit himself, you can walk into your nearest CL center and the concerned people will help you out. But as of now, there is nothing like an absolute ideal or a best answer for career plans. Amit sir, if you would like to
the candidate must have a clarity out here that why they want to do this program actually. Whether they are clear whether they should be going for the forget about the 5-year program, whether they should be actually going for the management program at all. So that clarity has to come from within. If you're clear that you want to go for the management program, and there must be various reasons for it, so then only you apply to this program. Just don't go with the fact that some of your friends are applying or somebody is putting you out there. You may have different career dreams, so accordingly think over that. Rupak, you are preparing for CLAT and you are 12 pass out. you're not good in maths. Don't worry about that, because if you look at the aptitude test, though the weightage is given to mathematics is higher in the aptitude test of IIM Indore, you still have time of 2 months to prepare on that front. Anyways, you'll be doing some basic of the mathematics for your CLAT preparation, because that also involves mathematics a little bit. There are 20 questions out there, and I hope you are not completely ignoring, because this is one area which is very much scoring. So you can score 100 out of 100 out in this particular section. What you can do is, with the 2 months available to you, what you can do is, you can start with the basics of your class 9th and 10th, from where the questions are asked actually. So you go back and revise your basics once again, the basic arithmetic, the number system, the topics like ratio, proportion, time, speed and distance, from where all the questions will come out in the examination paper actually. The only topics which come out from class 11th and 12th, and as we saw in last year as well, last year paper as well, were the areas where they focused on probability and permutation and combination, and there are some specific formula to that. You can get help on that from any mathematics teacher or a guide, and they can help you in 2 hours or 3 hours time about how to go about it. So the topics remain same what is there for CLAT as well. Of course, the component in CLAT is very much lower, hardly 10% of the entire paper. Here the component is on the higher side, this is 60% of the entire paper. So you cannot ignore that fact, but that's not a good reason not to appear for that. And remember, the aptitude tests are completely different from what you do in your boards actually. So even if you are not like, you'll say that I was not a very good student or as an average student based on your performance in the board examination. Here that holds no relevance actually. Aptitude is something very, very different, and for these kind of examination, practice is something which is the key to crack this examination. So you have 2 months time available with you, and I hope you have already started with the same, and you are already doing it for CLAT. Just carry it forward a little bit, spend some more time with mathematics section, and you'll be definitely able to get through that. Best of luck, Rupert. Do you have any more questions from the participants, the attendees? Yes, Pratik, we do provide classes for the same. The classes are starting from 25th of March if you want to prepare for the program. And you can connect to the nearest CL center where you can get help on how to prepare as well. And the classes are starting depending on the location, either on 25th March or maximum by 31st of March. Because normally some of the students who are writing the economics paper on 30th March, they'll be getting free on that day itself. So you can join a batch which is starting from 31st of March, and you can start your preparation along with us. It will be a complete 2 months affair where we'll be helping out on all the topics, and that would also include your preparation for the personal interview. So we'll be providing you grilling sessions on how to appear for the personal interview, and in fact Abhishek is one of our faculties who is an expert in personality development sessions. So he takes care of all the sessions along with taking care of the verbal ability section. So you can check out with your nearest center in your city, and then you can start your preparation right away. The batches are starting 25th March and 31st March. So whichever is feasible for you, connect with your nearest sales center, and you can join for the preparation.
Participants, any further questions?
Abhishek, I believe that would be all. I think we don't have any further questions out here.
Yeah.
So we'll call it off the day, and best of luck to all the participants out here who are appearing for this examination or any other examination. Do give your best shot, prepare well and give your best shot. Best of luck to all of you.
And remember, we at CL are just a step away, just a step closer to you. In case, even if you're not a CL student, you can walk in, get all your doubts cleared at our centers, right, pertaining to filling of the form. In case any special requirement is there, then definitely you can join our classroom courses. Thank you so very much and all the best for your efforts.